Welcome everybody to the Golden Round Buzz podcast with Chris, Damon, and Sal. What's up, Sal?
How's it going, Damon?
Before we get started today, prayers and thoughts to all the victims of Hurricane Ida. I got family in Florida myself, so prayers and thoughts to them. With that being said, Sal, Rams lost to the Niners for the 7th straight time in the regular season. Thoughts?
Well, you ever see that movie Groundhog Day?
Yeah, I have.
I think this is the NFL version of Groundhog Day. Every game seems like it's the same game.
Against the Niners, huh?
Yeah, the Rams can't do anything right. It's amazing though for like longtime Ram fans. That natural rivalry usually brings out the best in both these teams. The Niners always seem ready to go, and for some reason the Rams just don't match that intensity. And what also is mind-boggling is all the success that Coach McVay has had and the Rams under McVay. We're still 0-7 in regular season against the 49ers. That's hard to take, but that championship still kind of overshines.
Yeah, overshadows it, but it's like Jimmy G's back there on her DoorDash and the quarterback ain't no rush. He just sitting back there like he that's why I was scared to play Jimmy G against the Rams because
we talked about it, right?
I wanted Trey Lance because Trey Lance would be a rookie, probably be rattled. Jimmy G comes in and is like, hey, I'm about to order some popcorn, talk to somebody on the phone. They don't pass rush.
He's always smiling.
He's always smiling when he plays the Rams and then the Rams get discombobulated. And then you see during the game, what do you think about Stafford always keening on Cooper Kupp had 19 targets, got 14. I think there was a 33 combined between him and Tyler Higbee. Like, what do you think about that? Keen in on those guys.
Well, you can't be one-dimensional against any team, especially the 49ers. I mean, everybody loves Cooper Kupp, but it's a long season. The Rams are going to need him as the season plays on. You don't want to become one-dimensional, and it's just frustrating because of the Rams, lack of establishing a running game. You have to. That'll keep a lot of pressure off Stafford. I mean, he was sacked 7 times. You cannot continue, to be effective when you have no protection. So the Rams got to definitely figure that out.
And then Cooper's his go-to. That's what he feels comfortable with because him and Cooper are on the same wavelength. But Cooper Kupp looked tired. Like, I mean, I know you receivers give me the damn ball, but Cooper Kupp's probably like, no, let me rest a couple plays.
I think he was tired.
He was force-feeding the guy. Like, come on. And then Higbee, I never seen a tight end like, I was like, what? Who do we have? Like, do we have anybody else? We know Allen Robinson's still not in the offense yet. 4 games still not clicking, and then the running game is not. I think the running game's on the back of a milk carton. I don't know what's going on, Sal. Like, what is going on with our team, man?
Well, and it's also frustrating because, like I said, the Rams have no identity after 4 games. I mean, who are we? Are we a passing team? Are we a running team? What are our strengths? We still haven't figured that out. But 2-2 after 4 games. I mean, a lot of time. 13 games to turn it around, but it has to start now. I mean, you can't just keep, expecting, changes unless, these players have to step up, and execution has been a big part of it. But sometimes it looks like their head isn't in the game. That's what's frustrating.
Yeah, and then I watched it with my buddies, Jim and Sam. You guys won. Hey, I was trash talking a lot, and then at the end of the game, I'm just like, couldn't say nothing because they beat us up. They're physical with us. Like, they just beat us up. They do smash mouth football. You got a fullback running for yardage. You got receivers running for 57-yard touchdowns, not carrying. And then the Rams get frustrated against the Niners. You can see they start getting frustrated and start getting...
And it starts getting chippy.
Yes, man. And then, start getting
once
chippy.
You do that, I mean, you have the Rams out of their element. The Rams are defending Super Bowl champions, They have to act like it in a lot of these situations. You can't... That little ticky-tack, after the play or after the whistle, come on now.
I just got a stat.
Rams are way better than that.
The Rams are averaging 17 points a game and only 7 touchdowns through 7 games. Should there be a cause for concern, Sal? 17 points a game?
Yeah, you're not going to win a lot of games with, scoring 17 points. You have to at least, be in the 24 plus.
Yeah.
The good thing is the Rams have the capability to do that. But going into the season, the Rams were, injuries played a big role for the Rams.
Retirements.
Yeah, you cannot replace a guy like
Andrew. No, that's the key because I don't see a captain on the offensive line taking his place and standing up. And then Von Miller was helping out Aaron Donald, helping become more vocal.
Yes.
He's gone. Andrew Hoover's gone. Those are veterans who've been in Super Bowls and know how to control a younger team. And then Taylor Rapp again, just getting burned, missed tackles. We need somebody, I don't know, Sal.
Yeah, I had flashbacks of it reminds me so much of Jerry Rice and John Taylor,
Running wild on him.
Yeah, I mean, breaking tackles and just running, freely through the Rams secondary and all those missed tackles. I mean, there's no excuse for that.
Yeah.
This is a rivalry game. It seems like the 49ers expect a physical game and the Rams just aren't physical.
Yeah.
The Rams don't match that intensity. You have to, especially a divisional game. Every Ram fan, it matters to every Ram fan. That rivalry is important. And since the Rams have been back, we haven't established, that rivalry.
Debo got his chain back. He snatched that chain back. He came in there snatching chains, boy. Now, hey, I'm done with that Niner talk. Niners won, beat the Rams. Everybody's 2-2, but the Niners having 2 division wins are technically in first place. But everybody in the division, I believe, is 2-2. So this is going to be one of those. We'll see. It may come down to that again. Last game of the year between somebody. Hopefully it's our Rams. But hey, that's done. I don't want to hear no more Niner talk till October 30th. With that being said, our next opponent, the Dallas Cowboys, come to town. Boys come to town. Boys come to town. They take over. They say they're going to take over our stadium, this and that. Another team that takes over stadiums and all this stuff. Yeah. But it hasn't won a title in 27 years.
Yeah, Cowboy
27 years, Cowboy fans.
Yeah, Cowboy fans take over a lot of stadiums.
95. With that being said, you know more about this than I do. In the 70s, I think they met, 6 times during the playoffs, and the 6 times between the 70s and the 80s. Oh, yeah. Describe that rivalry to us.
Well, it's always been intense.
Okay.
I mean, the Cowboys have always been a highly respected team along with their fan base. I mean, Cowboy fans are loyal. So I was always respectful of that. But, for the Rams during that period, like in the 70s, it would be like, Minnesota Vikings and Dallas Cowboys. We beat the Cowboys, we lose to the Vikings. We beat the Vikings, we lose to the Cowboys. But Cowboys have always had our number in the playoffs. And that, I remember games 28-0, 37-7. I mean, so every time the Cowboys come into town, no matter what the record is, I have fun because
I do too.
I love fans that are passionate. Yeah. If you love your team, you know what I mean? We all have our team, and if you're loyal to your team, I get it,
They got I think they're the biggest fan base. I mean, people say Pittsburgh. I think Dallas Cowboys fan base, they're passionate. They love their team. Yeah. They haven't won nothing in 27 years, but they always say, we got 5. Hey, 5 is bigger than 2, but you haven't won one in so long. Like,
and I respect
when you had the
that.
triplets, you had the triplets.
Especially I respect the fact that they haven't won in a long time, but yet they're just as passionate.
And they're going to come deep.
Raider fans are like that, 49er fans, Cowboy fans, Green Bay.
Yeah.
One day Ram fans will be like that. That's what we got to get to.
With that being said, what do you think about Dak Prescott? Is he going to play? I heard he's not going to play. Cooper Rush is hot. Cooper Rush has won 3 in a row. So, what do you think about that happening? What do you think? Would you rather have Cooper Rush or Dak coming in? Because Dak wants to play bad, but I just heard he's not 100%, but he still has a couple more days. What do you think about that?
Personally, I'd rather face Dak Prescott as a Rams fan.
Yeah.
Because Cooper Rush, I mean, he plays within his ability.
And I noticed
he doesn't try and do too much, and that's the key. That's why you win. You don't always have to be a superstar. Just, play your role and you'll be fine. But I think the Rams will get to him.
And Cooper Rush, spreads the ball around.
Yeah.
Dak just keys me mostly on CeeDee Lamb or Zeke. Yeah. But Rush goes to CeeDee Lamb. He goes to Zeke. He goes to another couple of Gallup. He goes to all these receivers. He lets them all open because he has nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? Dak probably feels like, oh, this guy's getting pinned. I got to throw it to him. But Cooper Rush has won 3 games in a row. Yeah. Has won game behind the Eagles. And it's like, wow. So I can't wait for the Cowboy fans to come and tell me. We're going to have a good tailgate, some tacos, links.
Bring it.
They're going to be already spend the night. I think they're going to spend the night Friday night because all the hotels are booked up. They're going to come early.
But they'll be there. I definitely.
Big shout out to my Cowboy fans. Chuck, Joy Tiger, George. Hopefully you guys can all come to my tailgate. Stephanie, Valerie. Hopefully you guys come to the tailgate.
Bring them all.
Bring them all. Come to the tailgate. It's going to be crazy that day. I give you all shout outs. Hopefully y'all can make it. Thursday night's game, Sal, last Thursday. Miami Dolphins versus the Bengals. We saw what happened to Tua. How do you feel about that? It was scary. He's laying motionless on the ground. And you saw his fingers twitch up. What do you think about that?
Well, CTE has been, a major factor for a lot of teams. And I always thought it was interesting once a player retires, you kind of follow their career after their playing days. And it's sad to see some of the things that they're going through, and it was never really properly addressed. But when you watch it on Thursday night, in fact, on that Sunday, you know,
He got
against
hurt
Buffalo.
against
Yeah.
Buffalo. That was a concussion, man. Why did you say it was his back?
Right, and then especially trying to explain it away. When you
Yeah.
say, you know, when you watch the play, you see that he was pushed and he kind of fell on his back and his neck and head. Then they said he hurt his back and he had a neck injury. And then they said during the week that they were monitoring his concussion. Well, why didn't you say he had a concussion? They listed as a back and neck injury, and they let him even, you know, go back into the game. You can't do things like that. And then to have him play on Thursday night.
That was dumb. 4 days later, and then the NFL hates that word concussion. That's like a bad word to them. Like, don't utter these words, but because so many players have sued the NFL in the past, like you just mentioned, CTE, and then he had 2 concussions within 4 days. If I wouldn't play the rest of the year. Go with Teddy Bridgewater or whoever's behind them. Don't risk this guy's career. He's still in his 20s. Don't risk long-term damage for a playoff seed. It's not worth it. No life is worth that. And you saw his fingers twisting and stretchers came out.
That was tough to watch.
That was scary, man. I was like, oh my, and I hit up my friend who's a athletic trainer. I asked him what's going on. He's like this. I was like, oh wow, like he's like,
but you can't say one thing and then do another. Like for them, when you know they said that they followed the
they didn't follow no protocol.
But then they fire their neurologist.
Yeah, if you follow the protocol,
why would you fire your neurologist if you did everything correctly, right?
Yeah.
But the sad part is these young players, you know, when you start getting older, once you're away from the NFL, that's when your family's going to be, you know, with a guy that has given it his all to the NFL. Yeah. So they see all the glory, but, you know, these are, you know, this could be addressed a lot better. And hopefully in the future, I mean, the NFL approaches it differently. I know team by team, you know, that's why for the Rams, when, you know, you have a player that is...
We have a player out with the concussion right now. Keep him out, no rush.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to... We all love football, but, you know, we also like life, too. And you don't want to jeopardize a player's career just to win a game.
Now, the NFL kicked off the international series with the Vikings in the States and England, and they also play in Germany and Mexico. Do you think the NFL will ever expand outside the United States? Because London, then you play in Mexico. They're drawing those fans in. They always go out there. But do you think, hey, we got a team, we're going to put in London or Mexico? You think that's going to happen?
Well, I know the NFL wants to be worldwide, which I understand.
Global, they want to be global.
But when you talk about when you talk about expansion, right now there's 32 teams, there's 8 divisions with 4 teams in each division. So really, if you expand, you're going to have to expand to 4 teams?
Yeah, man.
So that makes it difficult. But I think that if you did, I mean, you would maybe have, you know, where would you put the other teams, right? I just think it's nice that, you know, fans around the world get to enjoy the NFL.
Have you ever traveled outside the United States? Have you ever traveled to London, or have you ever traveled to Mexico to see the Rams play?
No, but I was going to go to the Mexico game when that KC.
That turned into that's the game Bree said was the best game she ever witnessed with you.
Yeah, that vibe was unbelievable. You know, one similar to that you know, vibe was the same when the Rams beat the 49ers in the NFC Championship, where, you know, nobody wanted to leave that stadium. But that Monday night, you know, the Kansas City Rams game, that was amazing. You couldn't, like you say, you couldn't even get up, and you'd miss a couple of plays.
Now, two recent dynasties are both 1-3 right now. The Patriots and the Steelers. Which one of those 2 teams are you thinking worst condition? The Steelers or the Patriots?
I would probably say worst condition. I would probably say Patriots.
Yeah, because they're in a tougher division.
Yeah, Patriots. And also, I just think that, like Mac Jones, that was, you know, I mean, he got injured, and they just, now, I mean, they have a lot of missing pieces, and it's hard to have success like that. They're going to have to, like, you know, reload with talent on that team, and it takes a while to kind of, you know, put the team back together.
And they're both 1-3, and then Thomas never had a losing record. They had Mitch Trubisky start the game, but replaced him with Kyle Pickett. Yeah. What's his name? Kyle Pickett?
Yeah, Pickett.
The ones from Pickett. Yeah,
from Pittsburgh.
So they're 1-3, and then, you know, that division's a screw. You got Cleveland in it, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati's 2-2. So it's like they're all bunched in, but I think New England is done. Pittsburgh, I mean, I think the Bills I am, because think about it. Bills can just turn it on, and I don't think Belichick has the firepower to keep up with Josh Allen and stuff like that. So Buffalo is still, like, you know, they barely beat the Ravens, but I just think I don't see Miami what's going on now. I don't see the Patriots. Like, we know who's behind the brains. And whether it's Belichick or Brady, we know it's Brady. You know. And speaking of Brady, the game last week, game of the night, game of the day was the Bucks and KC Chiefs. We know who won that. Big shout out to my Uncle Carlton. He's a big Kansas City Chiefs fan. And for him, I even know KC's going to win the division. I called it. So don't get mad at me, Raider, Charger fans, or Denver Broncos, but the KC Chiefs are going to win that division. I called it. They got the best coach in the division, and they got the best quarterback. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Kansas City, I mean, when Mahomes is, playing to his potential, they're tough to beat. They look like the Super Bowl.
Easy, yeah.
Yeah, Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to be tough to beat. And for these other teams to sustain that type of, offense and defense, it's going to be hard. I mean, Raiders are struggling, even the Chargers. I mean, and then Denver hasn't hit that point either. So I think definitely Kansas City.
I said at the beginning of the year, I said if you got usually the best, think about it. Andrew Reid's in the AFC West. He's going against the guy from the Broncos, rookie coach for the Raiders. Chargers 2 years. Brandon Staley, we saw what he did last year. Andy Reid's the best coach in the division with the best quarterback in the division. So how do you not win that division going against these rookie coaches? To me, 1 or 2 years. Yeah. Andy Reid's going to win, and Michael Cron's going to love hearing this, but I'm being the truth. And the Raider fans going to be like, we won one game. We won a game. I said, okay, you're not going to go. I never said you're going to go win this. I just said if you didn't win that game, you would have missed the playoffs. Yeah. Oh, you owe us an apology. I do not owe you an apology, Raider fans. Just win, baby. Win more games, baby. There it is. So.
yeah. I think that, but Andy Reid not only is one of the best coaches in that division, he's one of the best coaches in the NFL.
That's what I'm saying. You got one of the best quarterbacks, top 10, 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the NFL on your team.
You have to win consistently.
Yes, and he has. He's always in the playoffs and AFC Championship games, Super Bowls.
With the Eagles.
Who else has done that in that division recently? The Raiders haven't forever. Chargers, no. And then the Broncos. It's not since Peyton Manning was there.
Yeah.
So I think that I called. I said the Chiefs are going to win the division. I had somebody bet me and say Chiefs are not going to win. I said I bet you happy hour Chiefs are going to win that division, and they're going to win that division. I guarantee it. They're going to win that division.
Well, I think that's a safe bet. Like all those teams are improved, but you have to. But if you're going to put money on it, or if looking at all 4 teams,
Don't they play each other? Don't they play each other on Monday night or what? Next Monday or Sunday they play each other?
Yeah, I think there's a game coming up
between the Chiefs and the Raiders. So here we go again, Raider fans. I don't want you bombarding me because let's just be real.
Yeah, be nice to them.
I'll be nice to you. I'll be nice to you.
Those Raider fans,
Raider fans, we're gonna get you. You want an apology? They're blowing on my phone. As soon as they won, they couldn't wait. I got like 20 messages. I'm like, relax, you won 1 game.
Yeah, but Raider fans,
aren't you still in last place?
They love their team though. Yeah.
They're passionate. Yeah. December 8th, they're going to come at me. We got a few games of the week. We'll go through these. We got Giants and Packers in England. What do you think about that? We got
Giants and Packers, man. I would take Green Bay.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's frustrating, but Aaron Rodgers he's playing good ball right now. I thought there would be more of a drop off when they lost Devontae Adams, but he found another receiver.
We got the Chargers and the Browns. I think that's going to be a shootout. I think it'll be like 38, 30. Last year they had a shootout. I think it'll be like 38, 35. Chargers. I mean, obviously I think the Chargers will win, but you never know. I think it'll be a high-scoring game, dude. Because
the Chargers are another tough team. When you watch them play, I mean, they're frustrating because really, what is their identity? I mean, they can do a lot of things. They have a lot of talent on that team, but they've also suffered some injuries too.
Yeah. And then we got the Dolphins and Jets. Now, this game will either be like 9-7 or like 55-48 because there's no...
I think there's a lot of question marks around that Dolphin franchise because, I mean, they're going to be scrutinized, So they already... Tua's not going to play in that game.
Yeah, of course not,
Yeah, so he's not going to play in that game. So when do you really bring him back? Whenever you bring him back, it's going to be too soon for a lot of people. And the Jets right now, the Jets are tough. It's kind of nice to see them win. I mean, they've been down for so long. I mean, you got to go back to Joe Namath when they were really relevant.
Yeah.
I mean, they had some success with, Todd and some of those other players. But now they're, it looks like they may turn it around and, at least they're moving in the right direction, definitely.
And then we got the Falcons and the Bucks. I mean, Tom Brady's going through. We already know what he's going through right now. I'm not going to bring that up. That's some personal stuff.
Yeah, I would go Bucks.
You would go Bucks. Think they beat the Falcons? The Falcons are in a couple games,
Yeah, Falcons are good. They're, they could score some points offensively. They're a threat, but they're not there yet. And so Brady is Brady. I got tired of, I learned my lesson always going against Brady,
We got the Bengals and the Ravens. That'd be I think that's Sunday Night Football, I believe, but Lamar versus Joe Burrow. Yeah. That'd be like those games are so intense with each other, like the AFC.
Yeah, that game I would go with, man, that's tough. But
I got the Ravens.
I would go with Ravens, yeah.
And then our game, of course,
But do you see Marcus Peters? I mean,
Oh, he got pissed because like
he's an emotional player. But
He is.
I think that most fans would agree with him. He was right. Kicked the field goal, right?
Yeah. And then of course we already talked about the Dallas Rams game. That's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna get to that tailgate line probably 5:45, 6 a.m. with Malik. Cause I know the Dallas Cowboys fans are gonna come deep.
Yeah, they are.
We ready for you boys. We ready. So that's
So
a good
them,
game.
they're them boys again.
Yeah, I guess they're them boys with Cooper Rush Hour. My boy coined this, Rush Hour 10. He's like, don't be stuck in rush hour traffic. You know you can't get out. Big shout out to Chuck for saying that. He put me on that. So be a good game. Before we give a big shout out to our director, editor, cinematographer, Farron Kidd, the man behind the lens who makes all this happen. Great with the production. He will be there October 9th to shoot the tailgate video. Hey, y'all better be there early because he's ready to shoot. Dallas fans, Rams fans, we're going to have some fun. Just don't be bombarding him. Let him do his thing. Give him his creative space. With that being said, another episode of Golden Ram Buzz Podcast with Chris, Damon, and Sal. Whose house?
Rams house.
Whose house?
Rams house.
See you October 9th.